I moved back with my mother when I'm about 13 in Brooklyn, and that's when the phone call happened. The I'm alone, and my mother's somewhere out. It's a summer night, it's a nice warm summer night, probably August, and the phone rings, and I pick up the phone and I hear, first, I could hardly hear just like coordinates, like numbers, like 7, 6, but in a strange voice, but very low. And I'm trying to listen. I don't quite, can't get it. And then the volume increases, and I hear also clunking, like switching circuits. Oh, I also I was reading a book at the time on the early computers, mechanical relay computers called Switching Circuits, Bell Laboratories. So I'm hearing like the clunking. So it's like a computer. Okay, what I thought, what people thought of computers. Well, 1953, hardly anybody even knew what a computer was, but I did. And so and then gets louder, and then Stephen Hawking. You know who Stephen Hawking
Oh, yeah.
is? Okay, well, you know what he sounded like because he couldn't talk? The metallic voice. It's the Stephen Hawking voice in 1953. Okay, I'm hearing this voice, and it says and identifies itself as a computer on board a flying saucer from the future. Back from the future. Okay.
Verbatim.
Well, I'm sort of paraphrasing, but I'm paraphrasing. This
Said it was on a flying saucer, though?
Yeah, it says. Well, I think it said it was on board a spacecraft from the future.
Okay.
It may have said flying, but I was into flying saucers already by then. So it was space. It's a time machine, time travel. Right away, I'm told it's time travel. And they said they are contacting several hundred. I think they said even 400. I think I heard the 400 young receptive minds that they want to teach their technology to. Bear in mind what's happening now, with the congressional, all this stuff, right? They want to teach their technology. And at first I thought, because I was a pretty streetwise kid, and I thought it was, it's a joke. I thought it was a joke because I'm not out of touch with reality. I mean,
How old are you?
I was 13, 1953, 13 years old. And I'm trying to think okay, I got the joke, who's doing this? And then suddenly it occurs to me, none of my friends of my age group were as smart as me in terms of science. They weren't into all this stuff. They were like normal kids. I was an abnormal kid. I was a nerd. But these kids, they're just all American, back, so it couldn't have been a kid. And also, none of them had access to the kind of technology that can make a cold metallic voice, right? And I thought, it's got to be an adult. This is like going through my mind, and then so that could be dangerous. That was, knew that there may be weirdos around, and but then it said, so I let it continue, and it said I had to now tell them out of my own free will if I wanted to participate in this project. And then, did you ever see this thing with like you have the little devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder, and say, "Do it, don't do it, don't do it." And I'm thinking to myself, no. I think internal dialogue, no. But then I feel like an electric shock go from the base of my spine to the back of my head here. It's like an electrical feeling, and I hear myself saying yes. All right, this is interesting. And then they say, and they also said that I begin. They said good, and now they said I will begin to meet the others in 20 years. So it's got to be time travel. They're telling me what's going to happen 20 years in the future. 73, right? So, and then they said, then the voice says, go out on your fire escape, and we're going to send a ship to pick you up in 10 minutes. All right? So at this point, so I hang up the phone, and at this point, I'm scared and I'm excited, right? The kid, And so I run down into the street. It's a hot summer night. This is New York. This is Flatbush. This is, it's an Irish, German, Italian Catholic neighborhood, the big church, the Irish bar, the Italian baker, the German bakery where I get these Charlotte Russes and everything, and it's brownstone, and everybody's out. It's a warm, beautiful night. Everybody's out on the street. The mothers with their kids and the strollers. It's a whole scene out of like a Broadway musical, right? And I had a gang. It was like my gang. I'm looking. So I find Neil and Norman Legata. Okay. Neil is my age, 13, and he's a strapping Italian kid, I mean, he's he's a strong kid.
Mm-hmm.
And his little brother Norman is his brother, who's like 10 years old, the two of them, so they're part of my, and then I run into my Winky, who is a tough Irish kid. And our mothers, we grew up together, and all the mothers knew each other. And Winky, he's like a prize fighter. He's a really tough Irish kid. Like he'd say, punch me in the stomach. He had the abs. Punch me. And he when I went to Cornell at age 16, he joined the Marines. Okay, he was in the Marines. He was in Vietnam again. Well, no, this is before Vietnam. No, Korea. Wait a second. No, this is before Vietnam. This is 56. Yeah.
Okay.
This is right after Korea. So, and he then when he got out of the Marines, his real name is Al Bro, and he became a very well-known New York City NYPD homicide detective. Okay, I don't know if he's still alive. Amen. All right. So so we all said, the flying saucer's coming to get me, coming to pick me up. And, so the four of us kids, we go up to my place within the 10-minute period, and that's it. Nothing ever happened.
Nobody showed up.
No, they didn't show up, as far as I know.